Hi guys, I hope you're very well. Salut tout le monde, j'espère que vous allez bien. So today it's the second video for Saturday, c'est la deuxième vidéo pour samedi. And I wanted to do a video that, I wanted to just leave a video on the channel that I can talk about when people order the podcasts. Donc je voulais laisser une vidéo sur ma petite chaîne. Et je vais en parler quand des gens commandent mes podcasts. So just to explain, as you know very well, I do podcasts which, you know, cover vocabulary, grammar, one-to-one direct lessons, and basically I tend to have probably most people order I'd probably say most people either order all three, or they order the grammar one, because the grammar one is, I think, what most people are trying to sort of crack first, isn't it? It's what people are trying to, you know, that's the problem that they're trying to solve. And I also do say to people that you need to get those ones, the grammar ones, done first before you kind of listen to the one-to-one classes. Donc moi, comme vous savez tous très bien, moi j'ai une série de podcasts pour le vocabulaire, les cours en direct et la grammaire. Et en général, les gens commandent soit tous les trois, either all of them, toutes les trois, pardon, ou sinon, effectivement, c'est la vidéo qui parle de la grammaire française, parce que ça, principalement, ça c'est ce que les gens veulent maîtriser, master, avant de continuer. So, this is just a little video for dedicated to, who have we had this week? We've had Lee, we've had Chris, we've had Anthony, we've had Victor, I believe. Donc c'est une petite vidéo dédiée. By the way, the word dedicated. Dedicated as in I'm going to dedicate a book, like une dédication. Yep, same word. Dedication, dédiqué. Dedicate as in Luke is very dedicated to bringing you the best in French grammar. That is not the verb dédiquer, that is dévouer, okay, which is a different verb. So this is a video to them. So this is basically just me telling you what you need to do. So if you've been sent this video, it's what you need to do if you have already ordered the grammar podcast. C'est ce que vous devez faire si vous avez déjà commandé les podcasts qui parlent de la grammaire. Okay? So I need you to focus on the following things. Okay? Il faut que vous vous concentriez sur les choses suivantes. You need to be repeating everything that you are hearing. Vous avez besoin de répéter tout ce que vous entendez. I am not just a series of podcasts to listen to, okay? I know there are people who do podcasts that you just lie on your bed or sofa or wherever, the beach, and listen to. You can't do that with a language, okay? Je sais qu'il y a des gens qui créent des podcasts, effectivement, que vous pouvez écouter sans aucun souci, sans aucun problème. Moi, je ne fais pas partie de ce groupe. I'm not part of this group, okay? You need to be saying out loud what you're hearing. Vous avez besoin de dire à haute voix ce que vous entendez. So, for example, you are trying to develop a muscle memory. Vous essayez de développer une mémoire musculaire. So, for example, all 10 of the spoken French tenses, I know the subjunctive and the subjunctive past aren't a tense, should really be in your mouth. So for example, if you're playing with il and mange, with an auxiliary, il a mangé, il avait mangé, il aura mangé, il aurait mangé, subjunctive qu'il ait mangé. Without an auxiliary, il mange, il mangeait, il mangera, il mangerait, subjunctive qu'il mange. So all of those are pretty bloody similar. Yeah? Tu vois, sont assez similaires, sont plutôt semblables, identiques. Apart from, you know, just a few little changes, you know, à part quelques petits changements. So your mouth needs to get them down. So when you are listening to each of the podcasts, and the podcasts talk about every item of grammar, and then you have 4 minutes. Donc les podcasts parlent de chaque sujet de grammaire, et vous en avez 4 minutes. Then you have 4 minutes of examples. Vous avez 4 minutes d'exemples. Can you say them all out loud? Est-ce que vous pouvez les dire à haute voix? Okay? Next thing. They are designed as a reminder, okay? They are designed as a reminder, okay? So if some people have already studied the grammar, you can listen to them again as a reminder to remind you the sound system, okay? Donc en fait, je les ai créés comme une petite aide-mémoire. Ça veut dire que vous savez déjà comment formuler les temps, mais vous avez besoin effectivement de vous souvenir des systèmes pour vous aider Parfait, okay? So what this means is, it's short, it's brief, c'est court, c'est bref, c'est raccourci, it's shortened. But equally, if you need something else, can you by all means go to the videos, and can you type in the search term? Donc si vous avez besoin de quelque chose d'autre, regardez mes vidéos et vous pouvez écrire, vous pouvez taper les mots clés, the keywords. So the videos that I've done are in a completely different order because they were done according to the needs of the people that I work with. Les vidéos que j'ai faites sont pas en ordre forcément thématique parce que en fait, je les ai créées selon les besoins des gens avec qui je travaille. So you need to, but you can still do a search using the term. So the podcasts are done in a complete and utter appropriate order for the grammar you need to know to be able to speak French fluently. Donc les podcasts que j'ai faits sont en ordre parfait pour effectivement pour tout ce dont vous avez besoin pour parler le français parfaitement bien, couramment. So that's the next thing. So in other words, if you come across something in the podcast and you think, ooh, I'd like a little bit more on that, by all means use the words describing that section, that chapter, in the videos, but you just have to type it into my channel. Donc ça veut dire que si vous avez besoin de plus de détails, d'informations, quoi que ce soit, tapez ces mots clés dans le moteur de recherche de ma chaîne. Okay? Lovely. Next thing, can you also, whilst working your way through, can you play with your own little sentence changes? So for example, if I'm giving you examples like he eats it, he sees them. Okay, so don't just do the same 4 minutes of examples. Ne faites surtout pas les mêmes 4 minutes d'exemples. Create your own sentences within that structure. Okay, créez vos propres exemples avec cette structure. So for example, if the verb is looking at was, and you just go, okay, I'm going to listen to the example section. Je vais écouter les exemples. Luke was talking, Rachel was eating, da-da-da. Do not move on until you have generated some of your own sentences. Ne continuez pas avant d'avoir d'avoir créé vos propres exemples. That is obvious. Ça, c'est évident. Because otherwise, you're not learning to translate my words. That's not what we want. Vous apprenez pas comment traduire mes mots. You are learning to translate your ideas. Vous devez apprendre comment traduire vos idées. All right? So that's the next thing. The final thing. So, if you are a writer, if you are somebody who likes to write down and make points and all this thing and underline, I understand you. Si vous êtes quelqu'un qui aime écrire, qui aime souligner, qui aime faire des points, une liste des points, qui aime dresser des listes, je vous comprends bien. I am effectively like this. I make a list of things I need to do. I like to cross it out. I'm very visual in my organisation generally. Je suis très visuel avec mon organisation, enfin, mon horaire, mon planning, my timetable en général. But you cannot be visual with a language. You cannot do it. Ça se fait pas. When I work with people, I get this. The first time I work with them, la première fois quand je travaille avec eux, I see this. When they're talking, okay? So they're like, je vais vous... And they're forming a visual sentence. You need the words you are saying to have a cognitive recognition, a value. So for example, this is not a bottle, which means bouteille. This is a bouteille, as well as a bottle. This is not hair, which means it's straw. C'est de la paille. No, this is not hair. Which also happens to mean cheveux. It means cheveux as well. So there's plenty of words that you use. This is not a cell phone, a mobile, which also means a portable. This is a portable. So as you're learning these words, don't go, oh yeah, I eat, which means je mange. Feel yourself doing the gesture, je mange, je mange. Make it work for you. So that when somebody then speaks to you, quand quelqu'un te parle effectivement utilisant le français, when someone speaks to you using the French in question, so if they say, il va aller, that you don't then have to go, right, il va. How many times have you seen people, or you yourself, combien de fois est-ce que vous avez vu des gens, ou peut-être vous-même, when someone speaks to you, quand quelqu'un vous parle, and you're like, oh, hang on, I've got it, hang on, give me a second. Right, yeah. So you've heard the French, your brain has heard the words, votre cerveau a entendu les mots, but they didn't mean anything to you at that point. Ça ne voulait rien dire. À ce point. So in other words, what's the point of that? Yeah? What's the point? À quoi ça sert? So really try 100% to... Hang on, we've got a little video problem again. Good. So really try, really try, when you are working, to 100% stitch this French to your soul. If Luke has given you the sentence, I speak to him. I speak to him. Je lui parle. Je lui parle. No. Je lui parle. Make it feel appropriate. Make it feel correct. Que ça soit approprié. Que ça soit correct. That means that to you. That has that feeling. I know that sounds really hipster. I know that sounds really hippie. Sorry. Je sais que ça c'est un peu babacool, un peu spirituel, a bit holistic, a bit whatever. Un peu alternative, but really you really need to do that, because alternatively all you are permanently going to be doing is translating. I love translation. I think it's the best way for people to learn all the main points of grammar and the main points of vocabulary. Moi j'adore la traduction. Je pense que c'est la meilleure manière, my video keeps playing up, d'apprendre toutes ces choses. But I really need you guys to make it work for you. Okay? So I hope these little hints have been useful. And gosh, when who was it that ordered this week? Lee and I'm forgetting everybody's name this week. Chris and Victor and Anthony. So I hope in years to come, when they are absolutely fluent, well, in months to come, when they're fluent, that they will look back on these videos and yeah, with a certain fondness. Okay, guys, I will speak to you very soon. Take care. Best wishes. If you're interested in the podcast, the grammar podcast, by all means, drop me an email. The information is in the about section of the channel. It's logiclanguagelearning@gmail.com. You can pay by PayPal. You can pay by bank transfer. Whatever you want to do. Okay, guys, take care.